Hey guys, welcome back to Workers and Resources. I'm adding on to our helicopter construction office here that does passengers. I found a sweet spot between the road for this helipad and this helicopter pad, needing to be connected to the road network too. I found a sweet spot between those two things where a 3-pad setup would actually fit in and connect to this office. So we're going to have 3 additional helicopters here. And the reason for that is because this helipad currently is frequently having people here that are waiting, but it's not so much that, because I obviously don't have enough for 3 additional helicopters, right? It's that we are, of course, going to have more people here, but right now we actually have people that can't work because of no kindergarten being available. And I think if I can add kindergarten here, it would really help out in terms of getting people down here and waiting for helicopters, because I do actually frequently see this well above 40 or 50. A little hard to show you like in the moment, but I am seeing that. So there is merit in having more helicopters. You can see them all kind of flowing this direction to come in here and work. And if I can add, a faster travel, we might even be able to get some of these guys walking over here too eventually, which would be really nice, because there are some people over here that don't necessarily have jobs too, and we could get them walking over to this pad as well. So all possibilities. So what I'm doing here, I'm adding another Dnipro flats. This is a low priority, but I'm also mostly just adding this just to make sure we have the space. But what I'm also doing here is I'm adding a kindergarten right here. So this school can handle a lot of students. That was the whole point of this school being huge, so that all these guys could go in here. And the 3 Dnipro flats is no exception to this. We're going to get a whole bunch of people coming in here. The road connection on this side, in order to build this flat, is actually on this direction here. So as long as I don't connect this to the road over here, it's fine. But this is going to end up going this way anyway and connecting to this road. At least I think it is. Hi, can I do that, please? Well, oh, the walking path is there. We certainly don't need that walking path, so let's get rid of that. And we now have the ability to have this road going straight across like that. There we go. So that road's going to come around here too. And what I want to put in this area are the services that a lot of these guys need. So we're looking at things like they need culture, participation in sports, all that stuff is all going to be needing to be here. They should easily have access to hospitals because the hospital's right here. And we do need to keep an eye on that hospital to ensure that our patients are not getting overloaded. Because we have lots of medical research done, I don't think that's going to be so much an issue. So I don't anticipate having problems with the hospital, but I do need to keep an eye on it. So with the infrastructure, the residential areas, right? We need things like the cinema to be over here and to be accessible. We need, things like sports and stuff like that. So I'm going to go over and right about, I think, here. I don't know if I need this walking path. Probably needs to be changed out. We're going to be upgrading these paths and stuff anyway. So like this could be upgraded to a gravel road if I can provide an alternative means for them to walk over here. So I'm thinking probably what I'll do is something like this. Now they can walk like this to get in here. And so with that done, I can now go ahead and upgrade this road to gravel. Everybody can now just kind of deviate and move over here instead. So I need to provide this. So this is a high priority construction for every construction office except helicopters. Helicopters are off doing another thing. I don't want them to have to like bring workers such a short distance. And so with this done, I can now go ahead and grab even more of these Mi-8 helicopters. And I'm going to grab, I think, probably, let's go with 2 more for now. And we'll just get it in there, into that office. If I take a look at our tunneling and stuff, or our piping, sorry. Piping is all done. So what this can do now is it's obviously going to be sending it through. And the problem right now is we are now going to see this train loading fuel, which is okay. I wanted that to temporarily happen. So what I want you to do, rather than going right to the border, we're going to change you up a little bit. You're going to now head all the way out here, and you're going to drop fuel off at this stop. All right. Unload your fuel here instead. Then you're going to come back. I thought I'd already done this route, but apparently I hadn't. So I guess I must have, I don't know, be dreaming or something. I don't know. Right there, load, and then you'll go to the customs house here. You'll wait till loaded here, You don't need to wait till loaded here, though. I just want you to be able to bring fuel that way. So we're going to tell you not to wait till loaded here. That's going to send you on your journey that direction. Now that these train tracks are done, that's totally a possible thing to do. And we should see you coming back on your route. And you should be able to pull right in here, load up, and then go back that way, then come back this way, then go that way, then come back this way, then go that. You see what I'm doing? So no turning around. No need to do that. You're just going to head over there and do it. So that's going to take care of train logistics here with, moving fuel supply around. That's going to be able to get us fuel supply over here and to get more here, because these construction offices and stuff, we're going to start seeing these guys lose access to fuel pretty quick here since nobody's delivering it to the spot. That's getting changed now with the train moving it over here. So now we just need to make sure that it's happening. And that's just a matter of watching the train. So here we go. Let's see what... the first time we've delivered any fuel over here. It's really the first time we've delivered fuel anywhere in our republic. And so it's a good thing to just keep an eye on it and make sure everything is working as planned. You're going to cut right in here. Going to unload that fuel supply. We should see it popping into that tank. There we go. Perfect. And then you proceed. Now, why are you not... All right, what is going on there? Why did you stop at 18? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Even if you didn't have wait until unloaded, you should still unload all your cargo to maximize what's in this. You chose not to, and it's a little bit weird that you did that. So, can you unload again? You've already demonstrated that you can, in fact, unload this. So I don't get what you're doing right now. All right, I need you to completely leave the stop and then re-enter it. Turn around. You shouldn't need this checkbox. That's not something that I should be required to check here for this, because there's plenty of capacity in that tank. See, and you're still not unloading all of it. So that's interesting to me. It might be a power issue. It is. Okay, so as soon as you lost power to this, you stopped unloading. That makes complete sense. But now that I've told you to wait till unloaded, you're still going to sit here anyway, even though the place doesn't have power. So we definitely need power to be routed out here a little bit better than it currently is. So with that being said, we're going to come over to, let's say, really cheap lines. I don't think we need anything expensive here. I've got one extra connection point. Okay, since I only have one extra connection point, maybe I do need something a little more expensive. So how about we take a switch, a regular old switch here. We'll pop that switch in, like, say, right about here. We'll get that switch built. That's going to be that construction office. We'll get that switch built, and then we're going to have the power routed from here out like this. No, not like that. Sorry. If you're going to be doing the switch, that we need a maximum capacity line to run to the switch. We can do it straight across this, looks like. That's pretty good. Maximum capacity to the switch, and then minimum out wherever you need it out. So we'll do the 6.5. And apparently I can't do that. Yeah, 6.5. Maybe... okay, tell you what. Instead of doing that, we'll run this to... it's very likely, because there's going to be a town here, right? It's pretty likely that we're going to need power in a lot more places than just this little thing, right? So maybe I should plan ahead for that a little bit and say, let's say we have a road that goes straight out from this road. About there. All right, ish. Got to leave a lot of flexibility in the plan, but the overall goal, of course, is just going to be to get something that can handle that right there. I think this is pretty good. Then we'll leave a little space with that road just in case I want to move that road a little bit. We'll say it's right about there, I think. Right about there is probably fine for this. And then we can run a max capacity out that way, I guess. Maybe the switch isn't needed. Yeah. we can always tap into this one. That was what this one was for. So yeah, I think we'll be all right. I'll let them build the switch just because flexibility is important. But I think we're gonna be fine without it. In my head, I think we're gonna be fine without it. So we'll go about like this with you, and as straight down as we can there, and then we'll head over like this. Yep, and then straight across this road like so. And then from there, maybe we'll head over there. And then from here, we can head over this. We'll go right alongside this road, or presumably where this road would be. And then we'll head up from there to here. And this road can just kind of continue on in this direction. Nope, apparently it can't. Road continues in this direction. And then electrical lines continue from there to there. Okie dokie. And then, so once they build that, we'll have no? Really? I didn't do it? Silly me. Do that. Once they build this, then we'll have power for this fuel station, and then we won't have to worry about that anymore. But we got a lot of fuel in there now. I think that's pretty good. And we're going to keep going with that pathing there. Over here, so this is the main problem, right, though, is that this pipe is not built yet. So I need this pipe to now go into here. Okay. So we'll have that be a high priority for Charlevoix's construction crews to work on. Okay. And then probably your labor too. Yeah. So once this is done, I can then prioritize the flow into the left side. That's the reason why I wanted this pump. And this is, I think, the way people should do this. We're going to prioritize this pump. As soon as this is done, I can prioritize that. And I honestly don't even... Okay, so technically I don't even need this. Hang on, wait. Hold on, look at the design right now. I don't even need this. I can just do this now. And then what I have is into this will automatically feed into this anyway, and it's not connected to the train. Okay, no, we're solid. Never mind. This is completely fine. So output 1 is there. Output 2 is not being used, and output 3 is here. Okay, so we want medium and high priority there, right? So output 3 would be, yeah, like this. Okay, so in other words, 3 is going to be only used once 1 has all of its fuel. So I should now see pretty much all fuel we pump going into this tank, which should feed through this and then into there. And then only when this is full, which is both of these, which is not really what I wanted, but okay. But only when this is full and this is full will it then push fuel to this tank. So that's a little bit weird. And we can, with a click of a button, we can just change where that fuel is going. We actually don't even need this underground one anyway. So never mind, we're good. I've got a parking lot I placed there, and then these parking lots are completely done now. This walking path is done. Everyone can move over there. We're getting very close to being able to at least support people driving themselves to work instead of needing to have everybody go on our own buses. So yeah, this is just right of way, and we'll have right of way be on 1, so 2 will have to yield because you're merging on. And then there we go. So now we can have some of these guys just bypass the roundabout entirely if they're turning right. They don't have to worry about getting stuck at the roundabout. I think that's probably better. But otherwise, you get, you know, this whole choppiness is happening, right? And then anyone who wants to turn right is going to have to wait for that. So now they don't have to wait for that. Pretty nice. Okay, the other thing I wanted to do today, in addition to having more of these helicopters and hopefully getting that kindergarten working pretty soon, we can have more people waiting for the helicopters here. But in addition to doing that, what I wanted to do is start talking about moving my crop train a little bit. So at the moment, I wanted to kind of do this when there isn't a whole lot of crops to pick up, but you can see it's June and we still have 5,200 crops over here just waiting. So there's a good chance that we fill the storage and have nowhere to put the stuff afterwards. Right? We got to look into that. This is unfortunately not really working all that well. A lot of that has to do with how this road works. It's this road station here, basically, nobody will enter while there's somebody moving in here, right? And the problem with that is that this stretch of road is not long enough for all these trucks with trailers to get completely out of it. These vehicles, they're starting to look a little worn. These vehicles here are too long to actually go through here. They're going to be waiting here basically, and then they stretch into this. So while they're sitting here and their ass end is within that yellow box, as long as they're within this yellow box, none of these other trucks can move. So if people can be entering in here, and it won't matter. I tried to solve this by shifting to a traffic light system in which we had a right-of-way for this road, and that was it. Just really quick, like 10-second interval where only this one had the right-of-way to clear this out of here, and then having an extended period of time in which the right-of-way for 4 and 2 happened. And then this here is a right-of-way. This right here is a one-way from left to right, so that 2 couldn't turn this way to get in here. Now it doesn't have to, or now it can't, because this is a one-way road. The point is, though, what I'm trying to make here is that ultimately this system, the way it is currently designed, is not working. It just, if I could move this closer this way and maybe have it, I don't know, it's just not working really well. To counteract that, for the time being, majority of the trucks are being told to unload into these two, with the majority, of course, being this one. And only a few select offices, I believe this one and this one. Nope, sorry, this one and this one. Nope, not even that one. So just this one. This one is on that office. And I thought there was one more. This one is on both of these offices. Yeah, so it looks like it's just this office right now. And I could probably see switching this one over here too. So in other words, 10 trucks total will use this. Everyone else is using the other things. I think that's going to ultimately lead to a little bit more success. I don't know, but I think it will. The other thing that I've done to try and mitigate the traffic issues in this area, just up to 100. The other thing I've done is I've made this a one-way street. So now trucks will only approach this station from this road. Because I was having trucks come in through here and then try to turn this way and then start in here. That was creating a huge problem. So now trucks will come through here. They have to go one way into this road, and then it's one way out, and then they have to continue this way. If they want to go back that direction, they have to do that. If I have these two offices being the only one to deliver, though, they're never going to come out and go that way. They're always going to try to cut across here to go that direction. Unless, of course, they're using these fields. And so now I have most of these offices are handling fields on this side. I'm hoping that that means that these guys will come out and go this way and then turn in that direction. As we don't have a whole lot of traffic at the moment, might be a good time to maybe just pop this as a high priority for some construction crews over there. Some road offices maybe could get on that. I don't know. Could have some, I don't know. We could get some labor over this way, maybe some Cernicova labor even, who knows, to get over here and do that. So limiting how many trucks will do this. It still takes 10 trucks out of this loop, which is pretty good, but it's not working out very well. So I want to take a quick detour here while they're still designing Zernovsky, which is doing pretty well here. We actually have some of the driveways being completed, which is nice. While they're still handling this stuff and dealing with this stuff, I want to take a quick detour and talk about food, because Zernovsky is not really going to be very populated unless we can feed it. The number one step that's needed in order to feed Zernovsky is going to be this cargo station. I'm going to allow my trains from the network to deliver food underneath this to get in here and deliver the food and meat that's necessary for this supermarket to happen. But the other thing we're going to need to do over here, I think it could be quite helpful, is we're going to need to provide other types of stuff over here. Like another construction crew could be a good thing, to have another construction office over here to start developing all this area. I think that would be a really good thing to have. We also need heat over here, and coal is going to be delivered via train as well. Part of me thinks that the heating plant could actually come over here, be easier to manage that way. But considering I'm expanding that direction, it does make more sense to have the heating plant over here. So I want to talk about that a little bit today too. There's a lot of things I still have to do that I haven't done yet, and I'd still like to do some of these things. So we have a big hill here You may not think that's a big deal, but when it comes to making rail, it's a little bit challenging because it's pretty steep. It isn't going to look very good having this steep. I mean, the game will let me do it. But I thought it could be kind of interesting, maybe a little bit creative to, say, for example, have the rail go... I mean, it's not going to be... It's going to have to go across this highway, unfortunately. But I'm thinking maybe if I go as a tunnel from here to here, that way this hill kind of goes over top of the tracks. It could look nice. It certainly isn't dysfunctional, but it could look nice. And then this is the crop train. We don't want to interfere with that. So another thing is to have the tunnel start here and then come out over here. And then we have all of our pump jacks and stuff on this side. And then uranium mine is over here. We're going to want to hook the uranium mine to this network as well. So there's got a lot of things to consider here into how we handle this situation and how we're going to make it happen. So I think what I might do for this is, because I have a need to get into this area, we can deliver a lot of the resources in here, right? We're already having, I mean, it's not set up yet, but we already have a rail that comes through here to deliver things like waste and fertilizer, to deliver things that are going to be like fuel, which is maxed out over here, crazy. We have this over here, which is going to serve, I think, as a liquid fertilizer storage, basically. So like we'll send liquid fertilizer out this way and have that stored via this loading and unloading station too. So because this can do more than just oil, right? We can deliver liquid fertilizer here too. So we can say, for example, from here, we can bring the pipes, right? We can have it maybe hug this area here. No big deal. And so if we bring these pipes alongside here, and then maybe we dart underground just in case I want to have that road go down. That's probably a good thing to do. So we could dart underground from here. And then maybe from this point here, we lift it up and connect it to there. Could look kind of interesting. And then that way this road, should I choose to do so, I'll be able to fairly easily do something like this and go that way if I want to. Yeah. So that takes care of that. And then, so we'll also have liquid fertilizer delivered here too, as we start to make it, which I'm not really there yet. But I mean, that could be another industry that Zonosky gets into, is liquid fertilizer. Who knows? But so there's a lot of steps to get Zonosky actually functional. And I'm worried that I won't be able to get it done soon because of all the things that are still left to do. There's still rail that isn't built yet that has to come out here. And I've been having people focus so much on the other stuff that they haven't done this stuff yet. So like all this stuff over here is getting done. And this is, you may not think this is important, but it is actually quite important. This being done soon. Very important, because when this is completed and we start to make our own electrical components, I want to electrify this rail. But as soon as I start to electrify this rail, especially this segment right here, it shuts down everything. This is currently the only way to get into this area, and I can't have that. So having this side done and fully completed into this intersection gives me the alternative path for all of my trains to take. They can take an alternative path to getting into here, and that's why this is important. So you can see here the tunnel is actually still being worked pretty well, in fact. We're not boring the tunnel, I guess. You're laying the brick now. Yeah. So they're still doing the bricks and stuff. I guess you are, like, are you stopping for a light or what? Like, what are you doing right now? I don't know what this train is doing. This train seems very confused. Maybe it's just not going to do it until this one's done. It's a little weird. I don't like it. But in any case, that's doing that. And so in order to electrify this and get it going further later, that's what I need. Do I have enough room for one more track builder? I do. I think I'm going to buy another one. EDK 300. Is that still available? Can we buy a used one? No. Is there one available for free though, or for brand new? Yes, it's 391,000. Okay, we're going to take, I'm going to buy a black one. And I'm going to get that going too. So let me get this EDK 300 and put this into this rail construction office here. And then the rail construction office, what I need from this is I need you to focus Well, you can't do this rail yet, but I need to get this done. And it is done now. Good. Perfect. Okay, I need you to focus on this little segment of track as we head out that direction, right? And then I'm thinking, you know, we also probably should get a lot of these other things done, like these crossings and stuff should get done too. There's no way to get into here to build this because of how the track is built. They have to come through here first and then go. So this becomes a high priority as well, so we can build the alternate direction too. So I need track builders to do a lot of stuff before we can really get into here. But the plan, of course, is to have Zernovsky completely sufficient and ready for people. I would think, let's say by 1989, I want to have people living in Zernovsky completely and having it up and running and working the way it's intended to by 1989. I think that's a reasonable goal to get that happening. But at that point, we should be at 20,000 people. And the thing about the second food producer is it enables a rapid growth in our production, in our republic, okay? You might think just because my budget is good right now and I'm not worried about money that I've like won the game. I couldn't be farther from the truth. There's still so much to do and so much can go wrong. Because there's a huge difference between being stable at sub 20,000 and being stable at 80,000, 100,000. There's so much else that can go wrong in that has nothing to do with rubles. And so having it really properly thought out and planned out and doing and scaling up gradually and in controlled way is pretty vital to the success in this game. It's not just add it and go. Like it is in, like, say, City Skylines. You really have to think about how your systems are working together before you even begin to build them. And that goes along with heat. So I think for heat, I would prefer not to use the pumps, but if I have to, there's not that many homes to heat here. There's not that many people in these homes. So if it does have to happen, so be it. I have left a little bit of space here for which I'm hoping that a large heat exchanger will satisfy all homes in this area. And it does look like that is going to be the case. Very good. Okay, we can get all homes with this. Could I potentially get them with this? And that looks like it can. That's going to get all the homes, but I can do so from way over here. Fantastic. So right about there is where this heat exchanger needs to be. Right about there. Excellent. That heat exchanger will take care of the entire neighborhood from right there. That's super, super good. And then we need power here, of course, too. And I don't know if I left enough room for that, but I should have right here next to this. And this should cover the entire neighborhood here, too. It's a lot of connections, but remember, this is all very... It's not dense, right? There's not that many people on these connections, and so I think it'll still work really well. So we'll do that. This is like right up against that, but it works. These roads are done. Not this one, but pretty much all of them are done. Very cool news. Yes. Okay. So gravel roads here again. Yep. And then I want you there. Right there. Come on. Do it. Do it. Do it. There. Right there. And then I think you were connected earlier, so I know you will. Just whether or not you're going to be a dick to me now. It looks like it. Certainly looks like that the case. Is there like no additional nodes here? Just for some reason you're not connecting. Some other infrastructure is in the way. I don't believe you. Is it the walking paths now? Is that not allowed anymore or what? I mean, I can get rid of them if that's what you're going to complain about, but I don't think that's the case. Oh, that is the case. You're going to complain about walking paths. Okay. All right. So I'll put those in now. That's fine. Want this to come out like that. That's okay. So walking paths in. Check. Excellent. And little gravel driveways, right? Working on those. All the gravel driveways. We're going to have a little section in here, too. I'm liking this. So we're going to have a little gravel bit in here. And then these houses are sort of like a dead end, right? So we have people kind of come in and they just live on a dead end, right? People do that all the time. A lot of subdivisions, especially around my area, nearly all of them have like basically at most there's like 2 ways in. You have two ways to get into the subdivision. And so there's many other paths, but only two ways to get in. In this case, there's a lot more. 1, 2, 3. And then probably on this side, I'll do another one maybe. I have to get rid of the train track here, but that's probably a good one to do here. I can probably pull the train track back a bit here. It's not built yet, so it's not like I'm wasting any time or anything. So do something like that. And then this road can connect. Let's do it as a paved road already, straight to here. And then we'll have this marked for asphalt and this marked for asphalt too. We might as well mark these 2 things as well, just as long as we don't block this. So we're actually good to, yeah, we're good to proceed. This will stay gravel, I think, but I'm good to do this right here. It shouldn't be a problem. We'll wait for that to be done, and then this can be a gravel road out that way. All right, so then I can put my train track back the way it was, which is to cross like this. And then I think it was merging here. I think so. I think I was going to merge right here. Right about like, do it a little over like here. We'll merge like, I should do it to where the signal stops it before the road, right? Yeah. But if I don't do that, then my tunnel becomes smaller. And I think the tunnel being smaller is probably important for costs. So I think maybe I'll start the tunnel here. Yes, there's going to be another tunnel. You heard correctly. Another tunnel is happening. All right, we'll have that be the rail instead. Let's clean this up a little bit. And right there can be cleaned up, and right here can be cleaned up. Yeah, all these little places, we don't need them. Okay, so the rail here, right? This isn't, you might think this is not part of Zernovsky, but it is, because we have to get a path to get in here. And I want kind of a multi-faceted way of getting in here, because this is another way to get in here too, from here. So I'm going to go this way, like that. Okay. And then from this side, we also go like that. There and there. Okay, there's our intersection, but also from here we go straight. Probably should do straight first. It always looks better, I think, when you do straight first. Oh no. Okay, I did submit this. Because if you do straight first, then obviously you have it completely straight. Because a lot of times when you don't do straight first, you end up your straight path is actually coming off one of your curves, and your trains will do this little zigzag thing as they go through. So if you do the straight first, then they'll just actually go straight. So right like that, and then out like that. All right. So now from here, we can come from this side, go like that. Yep. And then come out from this side, go like that. Yep. Tight turns. I know. The game lets me do it, so I'm going to do it. All right. So that gives us a path out this way. And I was considering heat being, I think, here. Let me just really quick measure this. If heat is located, the heating plant, I mean, is located here, then this gives me 600 to the heat exchanger. That's actually really good. So 1,000 is your max. So what I want to do is kind of place this about 1,000 from there, because I don't plan to build over in this area. I don't plan it now, but I may expand it, but I don't plan to. If I do, then I'm going to need extra distance anyway with a pump, so whatever. But let's say we place this heating plant. You know, it could go here. It could go right here. I'm okay with that. Sure. All right. Big heating plant would be right here. I'm going to flip it over to where it faces this direction. Yep, like this. And it's going to be sitting about here. Okay, that gives us 650 meters from that heat exchanger, which means I could go another 400 or so. Let's say 300 to make it safe. Could go another 300 or so meters So I could put another heat exchanger, let's say right here, which could serve this area if I expand it. I guess that's fine. And if I do have to pump it out, then I'll pump. It just won't be able to handle as much capacity, but it'll still be able to work. So with the heating plant here, of course, that means that this is going to be connected. We'll do it with dirt for now. So this gets connected, and this comes across like this. Kind of a... Oh, it's good. Yeah, kind of a straight road like this, and then maybe curves out this way. Okay. We're going to want two things from this. We're going to want to be able to serve this coal, which means we need coal brought into here. So I'm going to look at, and it doesn't have that much heat requirements, but over time, as we build all these different neighborhoods, we will have a pretty good sized heat requirement out here. So planning for the future, let's have 2,000 tons ready to go. Okay. The 2,000 tons of gravel, we can put that right about here. Let's make this a little more level. And we're going to bring it right over to, I would say even probably over here would be okay. It's, no, you know what? Actually, this would be better, wouldn't it? This would be a lot more condensed because what I'm hoping to do is to get the train to deliver it here, of course, right? So if I put it like this instead, it might be better. Then I can come in from that high spot on that side. I can deliver it from that high spot. We'll go like that with it. This also gives us connections with this road over here. So this road probably goes that way and this way. We'll do some terrain smoothing here because I kind of messed it up. So we'll want to... Okay, yep. Let's get rid of this road here real quick. Terrain smoothing. Kind of make this all nice again. There we go. There we go. All right. Seems good. Then this road comes straight across from there and hooks up probably around here or so. Okay. That gives us our road connections for building both of these things. But to bring this in here, we need the train to come in here. So this track is probably going to have to just go across this road. I don't think I can really avoid that unless I have the tunnel stop or start right here, and then it can go all the way underneath and come out this side. So it'd be a long tunnel, but it would keep it out of the way. I kind of dig that. The other thing I was thinking about, because this is pretty tight, so if you're going to deliver coal, for example, you probably would be coming from... I would think the coal delivery train would most likely be coming... What's the route, right? This side, probably going to zigzag out here and then turn this way, then come this way at the moment until this crosses, which it may cross in the future. But ultimately, you need to end up on this track. So you're going to end up doing that. Yeah, you're going to end up coming right through here as a coal train. Then you're going to end up this track. You're going to head this direction. You're going to cross here. Right? So where do I actually deliver the coal is the question. Where's the part where the train is stopping? And I guess ideally what I'd like to have happen here is the traffic that's coming in for this area and the uranium and this area is the same. So the uranium train and this whole area over here are all the same trains. But if that's going to be the case, then I need to get around this. And there is this track that does keep going through here, right? That does happen. And I can actually do that, but what I can't do is just keep going. I'd have to be on this side of it. It's a little strange, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Temporarily having the trains be on the different sides wouldn't be such a bad deal. We basically just merge it like this. And then you separate it, and then we have two tracks that go around that way, right? That's not impossible. The only other alternative is to have it come out and be separated over here. I actually kind of like this idea now. We'll have the train come this way. So the problem with this though is that if there is somebody delivering oil, then or fertilizer, then the uranium train's gonna have to wait way back here before it gets a chance to go. Instead of having it wait, I think maybe instead we'll just have a separate line that comes through here. That's fine with me. We'll have the train track cross here. Have a separate train, maybe just one track for now. Be all right. And we could actually curve it around, give a little more space on this side to be fine. And then we can come around, say like, maybe like this. Do I want it to come the other direction? Like, do I need you to come back that way for any reason? I think, yeah, I mean, if we're going to sell it, if we're overproducing and we want to sell the excess, then yeah. So I guess we'll probably bring it, I know I'm moving the camera around and I'm not saying a whole lot, but I'm kind of trying to think about how I want this to be. And I'm doing it with you guys because some of you actually enjoy the brainstorming process and sort of coming up with what the plan is as opposed to just seeing it. And others just want to see it. And so I kind of, I do time lapses sometimes and then I do this the other times. So I think this is one of those times where I brainstormed enough and you kind of seen the options. And so let me figure out what I'm going to do here. I'll be right back. There's a factor here that needs to be considered. And that is, what exactly are we shipping out? It's not the uranium ore. This area is going to be processing the uranium ore into uranium oxide. And uranium oxide goes into an open storage. And the big open storages happen to have a rail connection built into them. So I could just be leveraging that. Depending on how I build this out, we're going to need, I think, the one uranium mine will saturate 2 processing plants. I think is how that works. So the uranium mine will produce 75 tons at maximum, 75 tons of ore per day. That's 0.75 tons per worker, and then it's 100 workers at maximum. So we're never going to have 100 workers because we're using cars. But like, we might have 80 or so in there. So let's say it produces between 70 and 75 tons of uranium ore per day at maximum load. Well, the uranium processing plant will process 36 tons. So we're going to need 2 of these, right? 2 uranium processing plants. And these are fairly large structures. They use factory connections. So depending on how I arrange this, it probably should be using an open storage and 2 open storages potentially. But probably if we can get away with it, it'd be nicer to use 1 open storage and use both factory connections that are attached to that, 1 to each of the uranium. Regardless, though, the only way to pull that off is going to be, as you can see, to probably have this storage facing this direction, maybe right up against this road here like this. So that's a little bit challenging. And yeah, it presents like a spacing issue and how to design everything. But generally, we're speaking, we need the rail to be coming from that side, which is what we're going to do, except this is kind of like to come around this way, which doesn't really function. I mean, I guess I could do it like this. Anyway, what we're going to do here instead is we're going to have the coal train and the uranium train both using the same rail and have this be separate. And so we're going to do that by having this rail come off of this side right here. So I'm going to get rid of this. Oh, we already have the crossing. That's fine. Maybe we'll use the section where we already have the crossing to do this. That way we don't have to lose the crossing, because the crossing is still a pretty important thing. It gets people... Well, will it be important? Eventually it won't be that important because the crossing is already over here. So eventually this crossing doesn't matter. Well, we could still do it. Anyway, what I want to do is kind of come off this side. Maybe not this far. And then, because I'm having a hard time like figuring out what the spacing is with this rail heading this direction and how I'm not going to block, how you're not going to block anything. Well, we can do that by delivering it here instead. Aggregates. And then we'll go with the truck or train unloading the short station. We can actually just pull it in right here. And so train will come right up into here as close as possible, and we'll unload its coal right here. And so this track will go that way, right? And based on the length, looks like that's about 138 meters. We know that the station itself has 30 meters. So we really don't need it to be that much, but we can do it before the road. That way trucks or trains will stay on this side of the road when they're waiting, right? And so we have that mark from this way, and then what we'll have is you come out like this, or even this way. It doesn't really matter which way, just as long as it's coming out. So it comes out this way and goes this direction. Okay, so that's our delivery. So if that's the case, we obviously need enough room to wait here for the intersection. So let's say the signal is going to be here, and so we need 150 meters from there. So we're going to go about there as our signal. Let's maybe do, I don't know, 160 just to be safe. Okay, so if that's where our train track signal needs to be in order to satisfy our 155 requirements, then actually right here is the perfect place for this to happen. So we'll go out about here, and we'll round this corner out about like that. Okay, and then we'll have you from here. It doesn't look like I'm allowed to cross, so we already have a crossing right here, right? This little track is already moving that direction, so I can just tap onto that, have it continue in this direction. Maybe a little bit weird looking, but it will work. All right, and then that way we now have a path to get the train track to go this way to meet up with uranium, right? And we will want this to be shipped that direction to be processed further. So it's probably a good idea to have this, maybe to have this go a little bit more kind of what I was originally going to do, where I'm kind of moving this direction with it. We probably should have the train tracks going that way. Have you match up and meet up here with a gradual curve. Yep, and then meet up here with a gradual curve. And then on this side, since we need this to be where the signal is, right? So we want this train track to come at least this far in order to satisfy our distance requirements for that station. And then we just go out like this. Yep. And then from here, as long as we make sure the signal's here, we'll come out a little bit more this direction. I don't know a scenario in which this coal train will have to go this direction though. So we can just save this for now and have this be what we're doing. So knowing this and knowing that this is where the heating plant is and having all of my tracks laid in and planned, you see why it's going to take like 3 years for this place to actually be functioning the way we intended? I mean, yes, I can deliver coal with trucks here, but it won't be enough. We really need at least a train to be able to get in here and do it. Yeah. So we need these tracks to happen this way. And this is just a drop off and then go back. And I don't think I need you to go back this direction. Maybe in the future, like we're producing coal over here, then, you know, maybe we could provide that. And then, of course, if we have any, you know, cities over this way, then we'll probably want to have coal be able to go that way. But I mean, if you're already dropping it off here, then you're going that way to drop off more. I guess that's possible, but yeah. Anyway, I'm not really ready to design the uranium yet. I don't think it's necessary. We're not even remotely close to nuclear power, and that's because I don't need it. I really don't need to depend on it for a budget. I don't need to depend on it for powering my people. We are getting to the point now where we're probably going to start addressing our power grid. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see, how much are we exporting? How much power are we exporting right now? We're exporting 3 to 5 megawatts on that one, and 4-ish. So like we're exporting 7, right, out of 23 possible. I mean, that's pretty good, right? We still have 7 capacity, and then of course there's still this. I just hit go and I double my power capacity, you know, as long as I've got the lines and stuff built in, which I'm going to do soon. So sure. And then you know, we have the extra connection that could be built that was started by the helicopters, and we could hook that up to cell power too. But we really don't have a need, is what I'm getting at here. There's no real solid reason for me to, you know, spend a considerable amount of resources and time on nuclear power. It doesn't matter right now. Let's have you ignore the red light. So this crossing is done. You should be able to... Oh, it's you. Of course. It's you. Yeah, you can get out of here. Goodbye. Yeah, so you're just going to teleport away now. Great. It's okay. This crossing here needs to be done too. But with this done, we can at least start getting the rail out this way done. And then this rail is going to need to curve, right? So it's not good enough to just cross through here, right? We're going to need this to also come out this way as well, right? And then We put signals right on right on here, right? Yeah. So we can probably just do, yeah, something like that. This crossing here. And then from here out like that. And like that. And then from here out like that. And like that. So big old train crossing going into Zernovsky as well. Big old train crossing here. It's gonna be able to handle a lot of stuff because we're gonna be moving stuff through to satisfy the people's needs. Maybe even getting passenger trains so that they can travel to the other cities. I would like to do that. I don't know if there's a practical reason necessarily to do that, but I'd like to do that. How did you run out of fuel? Oh, you got that dedicated route with crops still. Okay, so I actually don't need to do that. Been thinking about that. I really don't need to do that because crops are already here in 8-ton capacities being delivered by the crop train. So, I mean, my people here can totally take care of unloading crops, right? Like they can do that. I don't need them to I don't need the truck to do this. The forklifts can do this, right? Done. Forklifts can do that now. And so you can just, I think you can just go and get repaired or sit around and do whatever. I don't need you to do whatever the heck it is you're doing. This is my route with crops where I go to each one of these to fill them up with the truck, right? But again, the forklifts can handle this. In fact, I have this garage, so I can buy 4 more forklifts. I'll just get 3 more, it's fine, and then just copy all the tasks to this one and have this one do the same things. So it's really not necessary to have the forklifts doing anything. And in fact, these factory connections, we talked about this earlier, these factory connections are pointless as well. There's really no reason for them to exist, right? So, because the forklifts do not need to interact with the explosives factory for any reason. The entire supply that this gets is coming from the road or from this warehouse already with chemicals. So we get a lot of explosives, and we do export explosives. So that's another source of our income now too. All right, we're going to have trains waiting too long for a very long time. This is going to be a persistent thing that I'm going to have to do for like the rest of my life. If I did another train construction office, I've had that told to me too. Like you should do another train construction office. That is intended, but it's not intended to be another one. It's intended to be, we're going to move this one somewhere else. We're going to move this office to somewhere else. Because I really don't need to construct train tracks all the way out here with this office. But if I add another office, I'm still going to need to provide the supply that they need to build things, which means I need tracks to be brought out that far anyway. And if I'm going to do that, then chances are the tracks that are already built and established through here are fine. To electrify all of the tracks, it might be a good idea to do that, because then you get a whole bunch of them being electrified all at once. But I'm all right with the slow and steady approach for this. I'm not in a hurry. It's not like I need to have like 100,000 people by 2000 or something. There's no challenge run here. It's just the run itself is a challenge, right? Make sure you're dropping off people. Perfect. Although I would have preferred you to keep going, but that's fine. Their timers are nowhere near close to expiring, so we're doing well on labor here again. And we're getting 6 crimes not patrolled. So what's with that? You not able to get over there or what? Well, that is true. You are not able to get over there. Can use the walking path. But you're not able to get over there very well because this road is not completed. I need the road done. This road here, and then this road here, and then probably there might be a reason to connect these two like that, just to help the police, right? Or just connect it like this side. Yeah, we can just go across this. We could just do that now, whatever, it's fine. I was thinking about having enough room here for another factory potentially. That was stated earlier. Not like more electronics, for example. If we can make more electronics, then cool. I could always put that here too, because this entire supply for this is being pulled from the warehouse. And so as long as I connect another electronics yard to this, then it will work. In fact, I might even be able to fit it in right here. If I move this walking path, actually right here, if I move some stuff, yeah, it'll actually fit right here and be connected to the warehouse. Both warehouses. It's just connected. It just exists, and it doesn't need to really have anything. Issue with this though is that the road isn't connected. So, you know, to get the road out, I was kind of hoping to go through here. So if there's a way to maybe, yeah, like this. Well, we just saw it. It's really all it needs to be is there, and then the road can just take it out. So there's a way to expand on electronics there in the space too. So I'm leaving the space open because I'm not entirely sure what I'll need to expand on yet. Okay, so this isn't working quite as well as I wanted it to. I'm still trying to figure out a solution to make these 3 sort of drop-off points work, and it's just not working because of the length of these trucks. But the other thing is that these trucks keep wanting to go to the left lane just to go back to the right lane, and I can't figure out exactly why they're programmed to do this. The only thing I can think of is because they want to turn left, they're getting in the leftmost lane, even though going straight gets them on this. I no longer have that middle part as a one-way, so they don't need to be in that left lane, but they keep wanting to do that. So they'll switch to the right if they want to go into here, but they mostly just stick. And see, this is causing a traffic backup because they just keep wanting to merge to the left in order to get there, and it just causes problems all the way back to here. So I'm having issues still with this side in how this road depot operates, in that it doesn't allow trucks to move in here at the same time, right? So I've got the stoplights and stuff in here right now just to kind of, you know, see if I can maybe fix this by having a long cycle that allows basically only number 6, which is this road here. I basically have a 20 interval cycle that only allows this road to move in hopes that they can get out of here. And that is maybe kind of helping, but I really think that what needs to happen here is I need to get rid of the need for that. I need to get rid of all of the need for these trucks to, because they're crossing over here so that they can get into this, right? And I'd really like them to just be smarter and go on this side. That was the whole point before. I think the reason why they're not doing that is because this is a gravel road. There's 2 things I think I need to do to fix this. The first is I need to make this I need to make this whole thing here an asphalt road so that it's attractive for these guys to use. And really just getting asphalt roads in general through here would allow me to do one-way streets, which would really help in moving traffic, because really the only trucks that should be coming down this road are the ones that want to deliver here. Everyone else really should be coming in either from, I guess I could have maybe had them come in from this side, because it looks to me like they're also having to turn here because this is a one-way, right? So maybe if I just simply made this a 2-way again, maybe this would fix some of the problems here too, because it would allow some of these trucks to continue on a path here, staying on asphalt, so they can come through this direction and then turn. Because right now, the big traffic jam is here. There's a balance here that will allow this to work, and I'm going to figure out what it is. But the one idea I had is if I gut this, which this would happen during the winter when no one's using it, of course, but I would gut this road and this road completely, and I would change it for this. You can kind of see where I've started thinking about this. It might cause this field to not be full size, but if it prevents a traffic backup, that's fine. And so what I would end up doing here is I would make it to where, and I think if I pulled this back even further, it would work better. Oh, okay. So I guess the game just really doesn't like me deleting this segment. So it just crashed. And also, just so you know, it will also crash if I hit this button right now. So canceling this road just seems to crash my game for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. I can pull it back, but if I pull it back all the way, I get a crash. So I think what I might do is just submit it and then delete the job. See how that works. Okay, no crash. But for some reason, deleting that plan, just the game does not like that. So I need to keep working on this. I need to try to figure out exactly how I'm going to handle this. But I think what will probably happen is we're going to pave this road. I can start doing one-way streets through here. I think that will help a lot in trying to just promote everybody who doesn't need to use this, because there's only 10 trucks assigned to this, right? There shouldn't be this much traffic here. but it's a lot of the trucks that are supposed to be going to this side are instead, they're taking this road instead. So now that I've made this two-way, you can see we're having trucks move to using this road. That's what it's supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be using this road. So I'm going to try to switch this back to the system I had before, where I don't have lights. And we're just going to kind of clear out the junk here, right? So you can see why this gets hung up, right? These guys are going to wait, and they wait because they're so long, they wait into the road. And then this thing has to wait at the intersection, but you can see the trailer is in that square, so this can't move until it's out of there. Because this is moving and it's not, like, this guy will not enter while this one's sitting here. And it's a pain in the ass. The whole system is a pain in the ass right now. So definitely didn't think this one through as well as I wish I had. So we're going to have to look at that. And I also think maybe doing that again will hopefully help this road. And then we want this road to be a little different. We want it to be like this. Right of way. 4 should have a right of way. 6 should be yielding. 5 should be yielding, but 2 gets to keep going. So 2 gets to keep going and 4 gets to keep going. And as long as I can keep 2 moving, I can keep this one moving, and then I can keep all of it moving. So the traffic system is definitely a problem in this area, and I'm going to work to fix it. If you have any immediate ideas, I'd love your thoughts on that. But really, I think the goal in fixing that is just going to be getting more asphalt roads so that the trucks will prioritize using more of the roads, because I can't have only a very few asphalt roads. They're not going to use the gravel if they can avoid it, right? So I gotta, for instance, get more people to go one way all the way over here and then come in from this side to use these services rather than coming in from this side. But at the end of the day, you guys know it. I mean, everybody knows it, right? We need more drop-off points. Right? We need another grain storage. Everybody knows it, right? I know it. I do too. Right here is where we're gonna put that. Okay. We have another grain storage right over here. Just delete all this track, right? And another grain storage is gonna be popped right in here. Okay. So we're just gonna come over. We're gonna say we'll get the exact same design, right? And we're gonna line it up with this track, and like right here, right? And it needs to probably go a little bit further. So probably into here a little bit, right? So just back this up even more, right? We just need something like this to be done. And I think that will take care of it too. So something like this. If I can place it without the excavators, that'd be great. But it looks like I need excavators over here. So fine. We'll work on that later too. And then that way, all these extra offices, all these fields, right, that are, you know, ready to be harvested, right? Harvester's going to get to them. We could start getting some of these trucks to move over to this one and then just spreading it out to where some of the offices go to this one and some of the offices go to this one will lead to less trucks being here. That's just what needs to happen. But in the meantime, just changing this road to be two-way again has opened this up to being a lot more usable now. And again, I really think the only trucks that should be using this road now are either the ones that are going to this spot or the ones that are coming back to this distribution office. And, you know, I don't think I have a whole lot of traffic problems here aside from that. It's possible, though, if we get a lot of trucks on this road and they're turning right, then making this two-way again would help. But I don't know. I don't think it's a really big deal at the moment. The biggest deal is the fact that there's just too many trucks now for this. So anyway, that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time, hopefully. Bye-bye. Oh, and real quick before you go, I'm also building another tunnel. Yeah, I'll tell you more about it when we get back, okay? Bye-bye.